Coming up, we got the deal of the week. The Jake from Jake's Journeys is back. We'll find out how his quarantine went, and a lot more fun. Stick with us. And we're live.
Hello.
Now, Jake, can we hear you? We cannot hear you. Oh, no, this is not good.
We can't hear Jake. Jake's having some technical difficulties, but I could hear Stan and he could hear me, and we could see Jake, which is
He has to hold up signs.
Yeah. Write down your answer, Jake.
Get some cue cards. Okay, what's that? Going on here? You got something going on funny here. Let me see if I could do it from.
You're donating Stan and I $1 million each. He said, "See."
Can we try cranking up your mic volume from here? Does that work? Can we hear you now? No. It's like you don't even have a mic plugged in or something.
Yeah, like the mic's not enabled. Hi, Katie. Hi, Mary. Hi, Kim. Who else do we have with us tonight? Who else is out there in Disneyland?
He's gonna. He's gone again. He's gonna try something different. Okay.
Yeah, he might go from his phone. Hello, Donald.
Oh, he's back again.
Hello.
Okay, now.
Hey, we can hear you.
Now we can hear you.
We could hear you. We could see you.
Now I can't hear you.
Oh, no. Okay, get your earbuds back in.
Turn your volume up.
Your earbuds.
Weird.
You hear us? You can't hear us.
Let's see.
Can you hear me, though?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I
hear
can't
us?
hear you. Okay.
You can't hear us?
On.
Okay.
Let me check the settings.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Oh, there's a private chat. No problem.
Okay, can you hear? We can hear you fine now, but you can't hear us.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's like we're playing a joke on him,
Yeah.
and we're just mouthing and
we're really not joking.
We're not joking though.
Sounds like a bad rainstorm. No more rain.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've had enough rain already.
No more rain for us.
Okay, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, there we go. Perfect. Now turn your phone sideways, and it doesn't level out.
No.
Okay,
No.
keep it that way. That's good enough.
Hey, you're good.
Oh, hold on. I can do.
There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Bam.
Oh,
I hope you're not using data. I hope you're on Wi-Fi.
I'm on. Oh no, I'm using data. Shoot.
Are you really? Switch to Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm switching.
Good thing I said that now.
Jake's still on a. He's still got some jet lag from coming in from Shanghai.
He's had 2 weeks in quarantine. He should be
Was it 2
over
weeks?
jet lag by now.
He's in New Zealand now. He's no longer Shanghai, I should say, right?
Yep, I'm in New Zealand now.
Yeah, New Zealand. Is it Auckland?
Yep.
Okay.
Nice. Now,
Yeah.
did you move back, or are you just visiting?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
You're in
I've
between.
Where's all your stuff?
I've moved back. My summer.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah, I brought most of my stuff back here.
Okay, so you're moved back
Yeah.
for now.
Kind of.
I'm back for now.
Okay.
I'm sorry about the I don't know why my laptop wouldn't let my mic work. I just used the same laptop when we did the last one.
No worries. It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So weird.
For the longest time, I kept having Wi-Fi connections every time we went live.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That was a rough period there. David was getting mad.
Oh, I used to get angry. I usually
might
just
be-
drunk, but now I was angry.
It might be this laptop because I brought it in China and it has some weird restrictions. Like I can't connect to a Wi-Fi in New Zealand.
Oh, wow.
That's really weird.
Really?
Yeah. It's really weird.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Well,
It's
welcome
quarantine's
back to the
fault, Marla
show.
says.
Ugh.
Yep.
I need to find a
don't
stable-
fall down on us.
Yeah, you need to get
Stable.
like a book
Like
or
something
something.
to prop it up against.
Yeah.
And we have a deal of the week that we can do because we don't want to waste a lot of time tonight. We should
Yeah.
have a surprise somewhere around 8:40 p.m. I hope it works out, but we should have a surprise for everybody.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm ready to. I think I'm all sorted now.
Yeah,
Okay.
you look good. Stan, you
you
want
ready?
to float
do
some
the deal?
monorails?
Yeah, float some monorail.
Go for it.
I'm wearing.
All right, we're going to pay some bills real quick. We're going to talk about our deal of the week from our friends over at dvc-rental.com. This is my favorite Walt Disney World resort. It is at Polynesian Villas Deluxe Studio Standard View. We got a check-in on September 25th and a check-out on September 29th. So you got 4 nights total. This room sleeps 5 people plus an infant. Discounted to $18 per point, and it is a total cost of $1,329, which is unheard of to stay at the Polynesian Resort for 4 nights for that cost. That's crazy. It's only a total of 71 vacation club points for the 4 nights, and I don't know, when does Happily Ever After end? Can you catch Happily
I
Ever
think the
After?
29th might be the last day.
So you might be able to head over to Magic Kingdom and catch Happily Ever After on this deal.
And if you can't, you could just watch it from the beach.
You could watch it from the beach. This is very true.
Yeah.
Which is a great idea. They pumped the music right in there. You know, and Scott Ferrioli also told me to remind our fans and our friends and our viewers that all reservations with dvc-rental.com now include their no questions asked travel insurance. So every reservation has no questions asked travel insurance. So it's just an extra bonus to the already awesome deal that you would be getting if you went and did this. So again, Polynesian Villas, Deluxe Studio, Standard View, 4 nights. What is it? How much money?
$13.29.
$13.29.
A savings of $1,371. So I think more
Perfect.
than 50% off.
And
How do you get that deal? I'll
in order to the best way to get the deal is get in touch with Scott at dvc-rental.com. Our friend Scott Ferrioli over at DVC, remember the dash to save the cash, rental.com. Check them out all over social media at dvc-rental.com, as well as buy and sell dvc.com all over social media as well.
fantastic deal, Marla said.
Fantastic. It is a fantastic deal. We're going to have a fantastic time tonight. We're going to talk to Jake about his journeys heading from Shanghai to New Zealand.
Yeah.
Right? And I watched your quarantine video. I know Stan did. I'm hoping a lot of other people did.
And
Yeah,
if
I
you
hope
didn't,
so.
I got clips.
Yeah.
I got
We
clips of it.
we got clips we can show. And
yeah.
Right.
and you could also catch it on YouTube at Jake's Journeys. and that's where you can catch all of Jake's videos and his vlogs and
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah.
So I watched Jake's quarantine video, and I left with more questions than answers, kind of.
Yes. There's a questions about the food.
A lot of questions about the food.
A lot of questions about the food.
Yeah, about everything.
I have a lot of questions about the food as well, and I ate it.
You had to. That's all you had, right? That's you have no choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm s-
Literally, yeah.
yeah. I'm
Sure.
sure.
Marta was saying I saw the quarantine video, saw all the meals he was given. Yeah, so we're gonna look at some of those videos. So let's get right into it because we got, like you said, we're kind of pressed for time because we're gonna get that surprise later tonight.
Right. And so I just want to kind of understand. So
let's get right into.
So I heard a little echo. So
Sorry.
that's okay. So Jake left Shanghai and went back home to New Zealand, and this is not a self quarantine. This is something you have to do, right?
Yeah, you have no choice. You have to go and do the hotel quarantine.
Okay.
And it's like a government organized thing. And the hardest thing to do is actually get into it. There's like an online booking system. And I think right now it's like booked out past Christmas. So I was really lucky to even get in when I got in, because I think I made my booking like 3 months before I wanted to come back. And, there's a lot of people overseas who can't get back in now, and they're complaining. Of course, they're upset. But for me, I'd been out for 2 years. I was in China before COVID even existed like we know it.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some people who have gone out within the last 6 months or last year, and now they can't get back in and they're complaining. And I just don't have that much sympathy for them because, they knew this is the situation and they still went, and now they're complaining that they can't get back.
They get home, right? Knowing how hard it would be. Now
can't get back to New Zealand, you're saying?
Yeah, no, they left knowing that they would have to come back in the hotel 2-week quarantine. Right. And then when they left and spent time overseas doing work or seeing family members, they couldn't get a slot to come back. So now they're stranded. Yeah.
Yeah, I think every country is like that. Like, I know there's people all over Canada that can't get home, and they're stuck where they are, and they're just trying to, figure out.
But something. I know that there is like an emergency, like allocation. So if you're in a really bad situation, the government will try to help you.
What's the COVID situation like in New Zealand now? Are you guys like in a red zone, or is it green? Is it yellow?
We were in a green zone for like a really long time with no cases, and now because Delta has arrived in our community from Australia, because there was a time when Australia didn't have the virus and we didn't have the virus, so we opened a border-free movement with no quarantine. And then of course Delta arrived in Australia, and then it came through here. So we've had our biggest outbreak just over the last few weeks. Okay. And so now that I'm back at my parents', Auckland is in lockdown, so we cannot go like to restaurants or meet up with people. We can go like outside for exercise, and we can go to the supermarket and the gas station, but other than that, that's it.
And it's
in China.
Yeah, seriously.
But it works. We had like we were having 70 cases a day, and now it's down to 20 cases a day.
Okay.
And I think it'll pan out to nothing, and then we'll resume as normal. Yeah, because they have this elimination strategy that the country is they still want to have this elimination strategy because we're still working on getting the vaccine rollout. Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you. What's the vaccine situation like there?
They're doing like 100,000 a day, and we've got a country of like 5 million. So at the moment, it's like 30% of people, almost 30% are fully vaccinated, and almost 50% have their first dose. So it's still pretty low.
That's low, yeah.
What are they? What vaccine is it? Is it their?
It's Pfizer. Own? Yeah.
Oh, it's the Pfizer. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the government. Yeah.
Sounds a lot like the Disney reservation system. You have to make a reservation before you can get into the park. You had to make a reservation. So did you get the reservation to be able to leave Shanghai before you booked your flight, or how does that work?
I had to get a reservation into the hotel quarantine system. And then once I got the booking, I had to also get the plane ticket, and I had to link them up together. So I had to have proof of the flight and proof of the booking. And then when I got to the airport, I had to have a negative COVID test result within the last 72 hours. And then I had to show them the proof of my hotel quarantine booking before I could even get on the plane.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's quite strict.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's very well planned out.
But it works. I mean, it works. We haven't,
Yeah.
I mean, New Zealand has been, I think, probably the only first world country in the world that didn't have COVID in its community for more than a year.
Right.
So, yeah.
There's several.
Well, I
isn't
guess
it?
China's not first world. But China
No.
has tons of like very little
Yeah.
cases.
Wasn't
Yeah, and-
Sweden another one? I think maybe Sweden like does very well with it. I might be.
I think there are a couple other countries here
Yeah.
that are, yeah. But people are criticizing the government now that they still have the elimination strategy, because most countries around the world are accepting this kind of like living with the virus mindset.
Yeah.
And I do think, because, you know, they've proven that if you have the vaccine, it lowers your chance of getting it. But if you get it, it basically means you have no chance of serious symptoms or hospitalization.
Right. Yeah. You
So I
can't
think
reach herd
that's-
immunity.
No,
Have you,
but I do
did you
think,
get the vaccine yet?
no, I'm going to go next week.
Okay.
There is still a bit of a queue, but I'm actually part Pacific Islander, so I can just walk in and get the vaccine because I'm belong to a high vulnerability group.
Oh wow.
But I'm not gonna do that, because I know I'm also like, I live a white, pretty privileged lifestyle, so I don't think I need to
You don't want to
need to take advantage of that.
Right.
I don't
Right.
want to take it
So
from
you'll
someone
wait
else.
your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know that's so I understand herd immunity and what people are saying, but you can't reach herd immunity without having a certain percentage of people vaccinated as well,
Right.
or else
yeah.
we'd be overrun with the virus. So,
Mhm.
yeah, you're still at a low percentage at 30%
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
And I read some good news that apparently the longer the virus exists in its environment, the weaker it gets.
Mm-hmm.
And they say that they believe that there's a potential for the virus to become so diluted that eventually it'll just be like getting a common cold if we get
Right.
it.
That's,
Yeah.
So
that's
that's-
how I feel it is too.
Right. Yeah.
That's
so,
really, really good.
Yeah, that is good, and hopefully
I
we
don't
get to
know
that
nothing from
point.
nothing.
So you know,
Because they say it,
yeah.
it mutates by adapting with another strain of the common cold, which would then dilute it down over time.
Right.
So
The more you mix it.
yeah.
So
What is, go ahead,
okay.
Stan.
Okay, so let's get to the first video here, where you're at the airport in Shanghai, getting ready to get on the bus. I think is where the video starts, if I'm correct.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we could
I
talk.
just
over,
got off the plane. Yeah,
right.
we
Okay.
just
Just got
watched
off
it.
the plane. Right. But we could talk over the video as it's playing. It's not a very long one.
Wow. Some serious gear right there.
Yeah, like these people are really
Yeah.
serious
Yeah,
about
they're
it.
not playing around.
Jake doesn't care.
Well,
He just
those
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I was from China, and everyone on the plane they were like Chinese or New Zealand Chinese, and they were taking it really seriously. Yeah. Especially because they knew we were having an outbreak in New Auckland when I'd got back. So that was quite serious.
That must have been a fun sight to see, being home.
And there's like
Yeah.
no one there. There's like nobody on the street.
The best thing was that I was being put in a hotel in Auckland, because there was a
Yeah.
risk that I would have to hop on another flight and fly to a different city in New Zealand.
Oh wow.
And that would have just been a whole nother nightmare. So I was so glad that I got put in a hotel in Auckland. You have no idea.
So
It was
things
like the
kind of
biggest
worked out.
relief.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. Worked out well. Oh,
So let me just give you a tour of my room.
I think Mary's posting in the comments, but I think she meant to put that somewhere else.
Yeah, I think
What
she's
did she
making
say?
a message to somebody.
She's posting about buying something at a store tomorrow. It's like, I don't think you could buy New Zealand or Shanghai or COVID at the store. The hotel's pretty nice.
It's a very nice hotel. Yeah, you
Yeah.
lucked out.
You know.
It's like a slightly aged hotel, but it's a nice one. Yeah.
Okay, so now that you've seen everything from the
I was so happy about having a bath. That was
Yeah,
the
right?
best part. Yeah. I was really happy about that.
On the ground could speak Chinese, or at least were trying to speak Chinese, which was pretty impressive. And the process was really smooth. There was like not many people on my flight at all. I was really lucky, so I even got to sleep on a sky couch. The flight was really nice.
So they put you in first class for a bit or business class for a bit?
And I'm so I'm in a hotel in Auckland.
There was no one on the plane, so they have this thing on Air New Zealand called a sky couch, and they like lift up 3 seats, and they make this whole row of 3 chairs, like a bed.
Okay.
Like, you know where the gap is where you put your feet? They like lift up the seat and they fill that up with, and it just becomes one big mattress kind
Nice.
of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, they gave me a really nice pillow. It was so nice. It was like the best flight I've ever had. Can't complain. Yeah.
How long of a flight is it?
That was really nice.
It was
I did with
10 or 11 hours.
coffee,
Yeah,
Oh,
still
okay.
quite long.
tea,
Yeah.
sugar. So I'm really happy about that because I need to drink coffee every day. Otherwise, I'll get headaches. Some milk in the fridge.
And they
I
give
got
you
my
milk.
tea and coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But right now, I'm just reading all the information to make sure I know everything. I think I'm going to get a dinner, even though I arrived after the dinner time. So that's really nice. I don't have to wait till breakfast. And the dinner is honey, soy chicken leg, rice, and vegetables. Yeah. And because
He's like, yeah. Whatever it
The
is, I'll
food
take it.
sounded good.
Right.
hopefully I will be able to.
Yeah.
And they sent it to you in like Tupperware containers that you would have at home.
Yeah, like plastic containers. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So, who pays for the hotel?
So this is the deal. The government pays for it if you're coming home and staying. But if you're leaving before 6 months, you have to pay for it.
Okay.
And you
So
have
if you're
to
going
pay-
away for 3 weeks
Yeah.
and then you're coming back, you got to pay for it.
Yeah.
But if
So
you're-
yeah, it also it's different. Like if I left New Zealand after the MIQ quarantine started, I have to pay. And if I'm coming back but it's staying here in New Zealand less than 6 months and going overseas again, I have to pay, and it's about 2,000 USD.
So you're going to be at least 6 months in New Zealand then, basically.
Because I don't want to pay that much
Yeah.
money.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? So, I just lost my train of thought here. How long were you in the hotel for exactly?
14 and a half days.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
like-
it was 2 weeks. Yeah.
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 and I had to have 3 negative COVID tests while I was in the hotel. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
Mary's,
And
I was going to say, Mary's writing comments about shopping and now she's blaming her daughter on it.
Yeah, she's saying that Vea did that.
I saw Mary. She said, "What the heck,
Yeah. What
Yeah.
the heck?
Mary?
She's saying what the
Facebook's
heck
getting
about
out
her.
of control."
She's replying to herself.
Now she's blaming her daughter.
She's doing some
She's
kind
got-
of shopping thing here.
She's
I
got
don't know.
Nevaeh typing on the Facebook.
Yeah.
Right. Buying stuff. That's funny.
And so you don't get to, obviously you don't get to choose the hotel. You didn't get to choose what city you were going to be in. Like, from
No.
the sounds of things.
Yeah, I was hoping they'd be sympathetic because I'm coming from a very far away country. I've been out of New Zealand for more than 2 years. So if I believe that because of my situation, they would put me in they'd be sympathetic and put me in a hotel near home. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also our flight was delayed. Like it was
Well-
originally moved
Mm.
to a following day, and then it was delayed again by like 6 hours.
That's a
So I
pretty
think-
long, yeah.
They said when we arrived at the airport, we wouldn't send you to Christchurch after all the delays you already had. So Christchurch is a city in the in the South Island. Oh, Mary said I said Nevaeh's name right.
Yeah, you got
she's
it right.
impressed because no
A
one
lot
gets
of-
her name right.
Yeah.
Well, you can. I've been writing a story, a fantasy book Mary, and I've got these strange names. So I'd like to think I know how to say people's names.
Are you going to use Nevaeh as one of your
You should
characters?
use
now?
Nevaeh as a character.
Yeah,
should use
now I'll
Nevaeh.
use But
Yeah.
also, as a teacher, you need to get students' names right
Mhm.
Yeah.
because it's like the first thing you need to do.
If
Yeah.
you're a podcast host, it's not necessary.
No, we could
No.
just
Yeah.
Stan butchers names all the time.
You just
and I-
you just apologize before you say their name wrong, and then you
Right.
apologize
And
again
welcome
after.
to the show, Jack Lowe.
Yeah, yeah.
it's Jack A.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Key and Peele when he does A. Aaron and
Yeah.
Jaqueline.
I still have people like my email address is Jake, and they'll email me and they'll say, "Hi, Jack."
Yeah, right. It's Jake. Jack is J-A-C-K.
Yeah.
Kim's
I
a
know.
teacher; she understands
Mhm.
completely
Yeah.
about the,
Yeah.
the names, especially Kim's school, because that's a lot of different names. I imagine for sure.
Yeah, she does. She does. Some of the names I can't even pronounce, and she'll get them correct.
Yeah. And it seems like parents are coming up with really creative names these days.
Yeah. Jake and Stan and David are very boring names right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it would be like Stanisfew,
yeah.
David Dross.
yeah.
David Draw.
Yeah, I'd like to think that I'm kind of regal or something. Like I would have a sword or so,
Yeah.
like Legolas or something.
Marla says she gets called Maria all the time.
Yeah.
Really?
Sir David of the West Wood. And that's just your first name.
That's just the first name, right?
Yeah.
Don't even try my last name.
So you that was it for kind of your day one, was the arrival with the people in complete hazmat suits on the bus.
Yeah.
Did you feel like maybe I should be wearing more than what I have?
Right, like just the mask or
Yeah. Well, I knew that like when I was getting off the plane, I would be with everyone who'd been on the plane in a group. And because we were coming from Shanghai and there was like basically no coronavirus in
bless you.
China then, I was pretty, comfortable. And then everyone at the airport was doing regular testing and wearing equipment.
Mhm.
So I think I felt more at risk actually when I was in the hotel quarantining because I could hear like constant coughing coming from the hotel room next door.
Oh, jeez.
So
Yeah, you
that was
start
like,
putting tape over the vents
Yeah,
at that
right.
point.
yeah, I'd never turned my air conditioning on, but luckily it was winter. Otherwise it would have been too hot probably.
Yeah, it was kind of chilly there. When you,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. When you got there, you were a little bundled up. So it's chilly in New
Yeah.
Zealand right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like opposite seasons because New Zealand's at the southern hemisphere.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's summer in China, just like America and Europe. But in
Yeah.
the southern hemisphere, it's winter. Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah,
It's a
when
bit
because you got to walk after your third day, you got to go on the rooftop.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah, we'll
windy
get to
out
that.
as well, right? Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a
It
look at the day two, and we get to see some food, I think, in this video, which is always fun to see.
Oh, yeah. Let's have a look.
No matter what day it is, though, Jake's hair always looks perfect. I mean, he's like, I don't want you to see me when I wake up, and it's like, Jake, your hair looks the same when you wake up.
Yeah,
Wow.
I haven't had a shower yet. I look horrible. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, stop it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was trying to look after my appearance.
Do a good job.
choose.
I wasn't about to go on the vlog looking wild. There was one scene where I'm filming the morning and I said, I'm not going to show you what I look like.
Yeah.
I don't think I look. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, come on, Jake. You wake up looking the same. Your hair's probably cropped and everything.
You know what my friend said when she saw this clip? She said, don't put your feet on the internet for free.
Yeah, I just noticed that. I didn't notice when I watched it the other day, but I just noticed it now.
She said, don't put your feet on the internet
Yeah.
for free. I said, how much are you paying?
I like how no matter what you do, you can't make it look good.
No, I really tried. And look
Yes.
at it.
Mary, I
I
do
think-
my hair every day.
The lighting is also part of the problem.
Right.
Okay, so this is my lunch, which is like
That was like scrambled eggs and cauliflower on toast. Kim says, "What is that
What
food?"
is that food?
I agree, Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna
This is like noodles, broccoli.
Oh, that was the end of the
Yeah.
clip I made. Yeah, so the food. Oh, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I know.
It probably tasted fine, but was that enough?
There were times that I was really hungry, actually. Yeah.
I would
Like,
bet.
like I'm thinking, like, Jake, you should have brought a bunch of granola bars and beef jerky with you from China. Like,
Something.
Yeah. I actually had 2 protein bars, but they were consumed within like the first or second day.
Yeah.
I can believe that. Yeah, you had 2 weeks there.
And I asked my mum to send me some snacks.
Yes.
Okay. And she sent me a package. And she sent me 1 packet of Doritos.
Kim just said right here, I wouldn't survive. I would need like
Yeah.
Doritos. Right,
And get this. She sent me 1 packet of microwave popcorn, and I didn't have a microwave.
thanks, Mom.
Mom, you're
Yeah, so I was like, and she sent me a chocolate bar that
Yeah.
she'll hit me up if I don't get it right. But
Right.
it was like, I probably should have been more descriptive. But
Yeah.
normally you could actually order food delivery to the hotel.
well, yeah,
But
I'm thinking like
because-
order pizza. Or
Yeah.
something.
But
Yeah.
because
So,
Auckland was in lockdown, so you couldn't get like anything delivered, no Uber Eats, nothing. And so the only thing I could get was my mum's sending something through the post. She didn't come through
no. Sorry,
at
Mom.
all. Yeah.
There's a mom. It's Mum, right?
Yeah. I say
Yeah.
mum.
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 Yes.
But you know what? When I came back, she said, "Oh, you've got an American accent. I don't like it."
Go back.
Yeah. She goes, "What's that?" She goes, "What's this American twang?"
How would you have American twang being in
coming
China?
from Shanghai.
You've
though,
got
yeah.
the twang.
You got
Well,
the twang.
a lot of my friends and colleagues are American,
Yeah.
and a lot of Chinese people who speak English well have an American accent because that's like they've learnt it from Americans or they've learnt it from watching TV or movies. So yeah, I don't think I picked up an American accent. I just think my Kiwi accent became more neutral. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it could be. Could be.
Yeah.
And what is Chris saying? I hope it had taste is one of the symptoms of when flipping out of thinking I can't taste anything. Yeah.
Sometimes it looked gross and it tasted good, and then sometimes it looked good but it tasted bland. So it was just you got what you got. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But could you not have ordered 2? Like that seemed like not nearly enough. I would need like 3 of those. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the first few days I didn't even get the food properly. I had to call them and request it because I think they were like, I don't know what was going on, but I was just lucky to get the food when it arrived mostly.
Yeah.
gosh.
Chris,
Yeah, I know.
Chris Alardi should move to New Zealand and do the cooking in the hotel.
Well, now that I've been back at home, I've been cooking a lot. And the first thing I made was eggs Benedict. And I got up at 7 a.m. and I whipped up that hollandaise sauce. Because I have no... Oh, I was in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And it was delicious. And I had bacon and eggs and everything.
Yeah.
And I was really upset though, because I was expecting my first dinner back to be this delicious home cooked meal. I've been away for 2 years. And so we were in the car going home, and my mum said, well, your brother and his girlfriend, they're not very good at cooking. And they just kind of had to make do with whatever was left in the pantry.
you got like hamburger helper.
Yeah.
I got like
little hamburger.
He's got the helper.
Yeah. I think I would have preferred the quarantine food for that meal. Yeah.
So your mom sent you microwave popcorn and you have them. Obviously, she didn't watch your vlog because she would have known that there was no microwave in the, the room.
She was like, "Oh, really? They didn't give you a microwave? What if the food goes cold?"
It won't get us sit long enough.
Yeah.
But you know what I did? I got desperate, and I was hungry, so I tipped out the corn into a bowl. And I put the kettle on to boiling, and I put the bowl above the kettle, hoping that like hot steam would be hot enough to like make the popcorns pop.
Yeah.
Long story short, it
Doesn't
didn't
work.
work.
That doesn't work like that.
And I got kettle corn with butter oil all in the kettle. And I was still hungry.
Yeah.
So it was not,
yeah.
yeah,
Not good.
that was
I
one of
would've-
the low points. That
I
was
would have
one of
ran
the
up
low
quite the
points.
bar tab if they send alcohol to the room. I would have been running up quite the bar tab for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
David comes. I thought I'm not supposed to pay $2,000 a day.
Exactly.
Mary said, so basically you sit around and wait for the next meal. And I
Yeah.
have to say, Mary, that is exactly
That's
what
what
I
you
was
do.
doing.
Except
Yeah,
when
yeah.
they send him to the rooftop for a walk.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Okay, so let's check out how day 3 went.
Okay.
God, you.
So I just woke up day 3.
The hair's a little bit messy now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind
That
of
was
look more
after.
tired on day 3 too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I slept well that night. That was
Well, he
after the
hasn't
kettle
eaten in
corn
2 days.
incident.
Right. Like it looks like it all caught up to you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Chris is
I
watching still.
sleep was not
Some blip.
consistent. Like I'd have a good sleep one night and then another night it would be bad. Yeah.
Let's have a look.
I don't know about that banger, man.
That right there does not look like a banger.
No, my friend saw that, sent me a screenshot of that, and they just said like ha 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 in all capitals. Yeah.
That thing doesn't even look like it was cooked.
Ah. Yeah. It was like I got the blue tag, which meant I could go out on the walk.
Yeah. So if you had enough of being in a hotel room for 3 days, you could jump if you decided to. They had everybody walking in a square. Yeah,
It was. We were walking in a circle and we were like walking like had to keep distance from each other.
right.
Oh no, you'll see it. I don't know if Stan's included the video of that, but it's very much like being a prisoner and being allowed out to walk in a circle
That's-
for 10 minutes and then
Yeah.
go
It
back.
looked like
Yeah.
we're sending him to the yard.
Yeah.
Like Kim says, this reminds me of Survivor. Yeah, pretty
no.
much. So only without
Yeah.
the challenges.
Only without the
Chris
only
said
without the
I have-
banger.
Chris said, I've seen better airplane food. I'm telling you, I was eating so much better on the Air New Zealand flight.
Ugh.
And there was a snack bar on the plane, and I just go and grab some like corn chips and cookie and juice
Yeah.
whenever I wanted. Ugh. Yeah. Scratching my beard.
Yeah, you look wiped out.
I would sleep on an average of 4 or 5 hours a night and actually didn't feel that tired. But I think because I was lying around, sitting on the sofa or sitting in bed all day, I was not that tired.
Right.
Yeah.
So here you get to go for your walk.
Yeah. You can use the pool.
There's an
or the-
amazing gym, but you can't use it. So
Yeah.
yeah. I tried to do a workout in my room once and it made me feel like vomiting, so I stopped. Oh, there I am.
Yeah.
The weird thing about this is everyone is in their room with these massive windows and they're all looking down at you.
Just staring at you.
Yeah, you'll see it when I go around.
Yeah.
But
There they are.
there you can see everyone. They're just standing at the windows. Some of them are waving. Some of them are just watching.
Like I
I
tried to
didn't
make
get-
signs or something for the window.
Yeah. I didn't. Yeah, it's gonna be okay. We know the food is crap.
Here's
Send food.
Here's my banger.
Yeah. Is your food terrible too?
And I like how excited you get about it too. Tacos.
He's like tacos, yeah.
They looked bland, but they were actually good.
Okay.
So that was one of the things. The food was not consistent. Yeah.
The other thing too, like 1 bottle of water a day.
No, because in New Zealand you can just drink water from the tap.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, tacos look pretty good.
Actually, that's what I had
Yeah.
for today.
They came out good. They look a lot better once I plated them up. Let's just say
I
that.
actually watching that video. I told my wife, "Hey, let's have tacos tonight with rice." It looks really good. We had that today.
Yeah. But to be honest, most of the time I didn't put the food on the plate, so I just ate it out of the container because it was
Oh,
I
yeah.
just didn't want to do the dishes.
Yeah,
that
no, I
pork
would've-
belly,
because
that
you're
pork
busy.
belly was actually delicious.
You're
Oh yeah,
busy.
I didn't have time to
Yeah.
do
Yeah, no time to do
dishes.
No.
Oh look, showing a little bit of skin.
Yep. You're showing too much for free. Your friends.
I know.
First the toes. Now
I
the shoulder.
should have been charging a fee to access
Yeah.
this video. I don't know what I was talking about.
At some point, you're just kind of mumbling.
Yeah.
like,
Oh look, I've got Minnie, Cookie, and Olumel behind me on the couch.
yeah.
There you go.
At least
Do
had
you
some
know
company.
Cookie and Olumel are the new Duffy friends.
Yeah. I think you told us about that when we had you on a couple weeks ago, right? Those
Yeah.
are Duffy's friends. Yeah.
And I actually brought them for my friend in New Zealand who loves Duffy and Friends. I won't keep them. Yeah.
Kim wants to know if you had TV and cable.
No, well, I had a TV in the room that I never turned on because I always watch Netflix on my laptop, or I will like stream the shows I want to watch because I don't watch New Zealand TV.
Right.
Really?
I watched New Zealand TV the other night now that I'm back at mum's, and it was terrible. It was awful. It was like they were interviewing someone moving to Auckland, and the interviewers were like, "Are you
That's what we're
looking forward
doing.
to-"
Hang on.
Yeah, no. Interviewers were like, "Are you looking forward to all the traffic?" And the guy was like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That
heard
was my
about the
next
traffic."
question I had written down here.
Yeah, and then they were like, and then they were like, "Are you looking forward to the expensive coffee?" And the
Yeah.
guy goes, "Oh,
Wait a second. Jake is knocking us for doing the same. We're knocking
No.
them for doing the same thing we're doing right now.
it's a prime time television slot, and they don't have anything to say."
They need Stan and I on there to interview.
Yeah,
people.
Yeah.
then that would be entertaining.
Honestly, I said we've got these famous news hosts, Hillary Barry and Jeremy Wells, and I said, "Put Hillary on the phone. I've had enough."
Let me talk to her. Get her on there.
Yeah.
I think Alan is trying to.
Alan's trying to get in. He has a bad connection, though.
Yeah, he has a bad connection.
Oh.
right
Hopefully he
now.
can get in there.
Well, we'll keep chatting and
Yeah, once Alan comes up there.
yeah,
The moral of
We've
the
got-
story is don't go to New Zealand.
for the
Go
food
to
or
New Zealand
the
for the food or the TV.
No, all the traffic in Auckland's terrible. The coffee's
Yeah.
expensive, but everyone knows that. Tell us something interesting.
right. Yeah, don't tell us something we know already.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the food was included with the government subsidized payment
Yeah,
type
it
thing.
was. They
Um,
had a menu. Like you could order off the menu, but it wasn't free. So I didn't do that.
Yeah,
Oh, so you
Yeah.
could have ordered more food then.
Yeah, but I would have had to pay for it. And I wasn't, after eating the food that was free, I didn't have high hopes for the food that. Right.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
My concern wasn't enough. It didn't. I don't think it was
No.
that bad.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Well,
that sausage any good? That sausage looked horrible.
I wasn't doing any exercise. So I was okay with eating
Okay.
smaller because I was like, if I eat more, I'll just gain weight. So
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, I would have been doing nothing but eating and drinking.
I know.
For
And watching
2
TV.
weeks.
I
Yeah,
only had
exactly.
alcohol
And having a
once.
bath.
On the 12th night, they sent a bottle of champagne, not a real size one, like a mini bottle, but that was the only time I drank
They're like,
alcohol.
"Wee, you're going
Yeah.
home soon."
Yeah. I'm assuming the entire hotel is people that are in quarantine. There wasn't anybody there on vacation.
No, the hotel's closed to. It's like a fortress.
Yeah.
Like the entrance to the hotel is like all these high wire fences, and the New Zealand Defence Force are running the hotels.
Oh.
So there's soldiers.
Oh wow!
It's like
okay.
really serious.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Alan's getting
Yeah.
in here now. See if we can get him in.
Hey,
there, Alan.
Alan.
Oh, we got Ellen.
Hey, I think I can hear you this time.
Yep, you're here now.
Ellen.
You're here. You can hear
Yeah.
us. Nice.
So tell everybody where you are, Alan.
The stream's gonna get broken up a little bit.
Oh yeah,
'cause
this isn't gonna work.
it might not work. But let's have some faith.
This isn't
I'm
gonna work.
excited.
I'm super excited. Alan just said, "Be quiet, Stan."
He said, have faith.
Yeah. Yeah, it's breaking. It's very hard to get a live
Yeah.
connection from Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Chapek is holding the internet
Oh, there he
connection
is.
hostage.
It's paycheck.
Yeah.
I might be here. Maybe.
There we go.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Now you're
Maybe.
there.
Oh, wait a
Oh, we
second.
can see the castle.
You see the castle.
So we told you guys we would have a surprise. We're trying to get a live stream of Happily Ever After here.
Let me
I'm
try this.
excited.
Yeah. I know. You know, I tried to go live the night we were there in July, and it was just so hard to get a connection.
He picked downgraded the internet plan.
Downgraded his.
I actually could go live from Shanghai Disney well, but the time difference means you guys would all be asleep when I'm there, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we're on late would be your morning, so it'd be early morning for us.
Hey, buddy.
If I got
Really
there
early
super
morning.
early.
You already know I'm down.
Of course I do. Oh,
Oh, let's see what we got here now.
hey, bud.
Oh,
No, make noises like that. I'm on live right now.
Beanhead.
Say hi to Stan.
Bean.
I'm Beanhead. Say hi, Stan. Hi to
Hello,
Jake.
Stan.
Hello.
Jason,
How you
hi.
doing, Colton?
Stan is in Canada. Jake is in New Zealand. And Alan is in Disney World in front of the castle. You can see it?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hi, Colton.
Jake says hi.
I don't think he can hear because he doesn't have
Oh,
his
hello,
Here,
Jake.
here. You wanna put one in?
Here.
Is John here?
No, Panda's not on tonight. He was too
He's
busy.
gonna
No.
take off.
He was so busy.
Next time, if I don't see Panda on this here, I'm not gonna join.
What?
I'm only gonna join if Panda is on the stream.
What about Stan
we
and
lost,
Jake and
Oh
Alan?
yeah, Stale.
Yeah.
Stale. I meant Stan and Jake.
Yeah.
Not Stale. Stan.
Jake is in New Zealand.
Your new name should be Stale
All
Stan.
right, give me this. Get back in place.
He's
You
roasting.
nuts.
It's done.
Go
Okay,
get
He's
a
roasting us.
go get a haircut, you freak.
Hey, I don't want to get a haircut.
All right, please, Colton, do me a favor and go back upstairs, okay?
There we go. It's finally done.
Hey, guess what? Donald and Marie say hi.
Oh, hello, Donald.
Hello, and Donald Marie. So we lost Alan.
We lost
unfortunately.
Alan again.
Yeah, we knew it might be a long shot, but we still have Jake with us, and although interviewing people going to New Zealand is crazy, we're doing it.
We saw the castle. We saw the castle.
We did see the castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was
I've
kinda
never
cool.
been to Magic Kingdom, but I have a high school friend who did the university program from Auckland, and she
Nice.
worked at Magic Kingdom for a year. And she always talks about drinking around the world at Epcot. I think I
Epcot, yeah.
mentioned that last time. Yeah,
It's a lot of fun.
but I can't wait to go.
Yeah.
Really
You'll love
want
it.
Maybe at least
Absolutely
6
love
months.
it.
So after these 6 months, you don't have any plans yet. You don't know what you're going to be doing or where you're going to. Like I know you mentioned you wanted to go to Disneyland Paris. This was pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Is that still going to
Well-
be in the works, or because you've been to Tokyo and you've been to Hong Kong, right?
Yeah.
Disney.
I've been to all the Asia Disneys, but New Zealand is really far away from everything. So it'd be better to go to America and Europe while I'm stationed in China. Because if I go to either of those places, it's like, I think from Auckland to LA is like a 16-hour flight.
Oh wow. Okay.
So, and yeah. So I'd imagine I'll probably be here for about a year. I still have some Shanghai Disney vlogs that I haven't uploaded that I'll upload. But
Okay.
as far as like me getting Disney content out, I think I'll have a couple more vlogs, and then I've got a friend who's gone to Beijing Universal Studios, and I'm asking them to film some footage for me. So I might be able to like make a kind of video where I look at the footage and do my reaction. But it's not going to be like me there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just started a podcast yesterday, which was I thought went really well. I'm not sure if you listened to it, but
I
it's
listened
on
to the first-
YouTube, and it's
3 minutes and I had to run down here.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get a
It's on
chance, but I
you-
saw you posted that.
I'm trying to get it on Spotify. It's on YouTube and SoundCloud, but you can watch it on my YouTube channel. And I think it went really well. So if you have a chance to give it a listen, it's called Jake's Tea, and I'm gonna have like different people on, but it's supposed to be like conversational, funny, bit like a radio show style, yeah.
Cool.
And I am going to have an episode about Disney, so we will be talking about that later.
Well, you get us on for that one then.
Yeah, I should get you on.
Yeah, you should get us on for that one.
Mary
Mary's
wants
asking
to
if
know
you're in the military.
Yeah, if you're in the military.
You said
she
stationed.
Stationed, right.
No, because there were military officers stationed at the hotel. The hotel quarantine is actually managed by the New Zealand Defence Force. So everything at the hotel was being run by the military.
Oh, that explains the food.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I'm assuming they had the hotel chef, because they had restaurants at the hotel. I'm assuming they had the hotel chef and kitchen staff.
Yeah.
But it was so different because they would have been trying to get out hundreds of meals within like a 2-hour time period.
Thanks, Mary.
So, yeah, they would have been under pressure.
Mm-hmm. Gary says, no wonder the food was bad. It was the military.
Mary's posting your podcast. Yeah, I have to give
Mary,
that a listen.
Mary, you're a star.
Yeah, here's the link.
Well, I called it Jake's tea because on the internet, some people call tea as like telling the truth, or spilling the tea is like telling
let's hear the
details.
tea. Something right? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And also, when you have tea, it's like having a chat. So it's just like supposed to portray the relaxed vibe of
And the other thing too, you mentioned in your quarantine video is that you're working on a novel.
Yes,
I'm writing a fantasy book. It's like kind of Game of Thrones, Wheel of Time, which there's a Wheel of Time TV show which is about to come out on Amazon Prime. It's like Game of Thrones. I would say it's not that gory, and it's got more magic. Yeah.
Okay.
So a little bit of a Lord of the Rings type, maybe.
Yeah.
Stuff
I think even more magic than Lord of the Rings, and probably less like creatures of different races.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's got like the system I've designed has like 12 different classes of magic, and the main character is works in this class of magic that hasn't been seen for like thousands of years. So it's not like that storyline isn't necessarily anything new, but I wanted it to be a unique story with, in some ways, like the main character's love interest is a shapeshifter who changes between genders.
Oh, wow.
So I think that's going to be quite unique, and I'm excited to see how that plays out in the story. Yeah.
Well, I think Nevaeh is a perfect name for one of your characters.
Yeah.
I also have this magic system where like 2 different classes can combine their magic to do something new. So I've got an animator and a soul caster, and they work together to do necromancy that they couldn't do on their own. So I also think that's a little bit unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, sounds good. And you got a lot
crazy,
going.
but it'll be
Well, you got a chance.
I'll wait for the movie to come out. I think
the quarantine.
I think I'll probably end up self-publishing it because I'm growing a platform on social media already. So, they say publishers don't look at fantasy novels.
Really?
So I'll probably self-publish, and I'll probably put like the first couple chapters out for free, and then if you like it, come and buy my affordably priced book.
Not like Disney World annual passes that were just announced. Everybody lost their mind over those. I don't know if you follow like news like that.
No, I've seen the YouTube videos. What's wrong with Disney? Why I'm not making Disney vlogs anymore? Disney's gone down the drain. Disney won't exist in 5 years. Yeah,
right.
I'm a Universal fan now. The word Disney's banned in my house.
It's crazy. You can actually get a Universal annual pass and a SeaWorld annual pass for less money than a Disney annual pass.
True.
Yeah.
I have heard this theory, that they're trying to make Disney just for the wealthy.
Well, they're using the words, and not Disney's using it, but the words priced out are being floated around but for the reason of a better park experience and less people in the park, because Disney has gotten very popular and very crowded, and they're raising prices, and people are hinting at they're trying to price out people so that it's less crowded and a better experience. But I think at the same time they're going for the people they know that can spend a lot of money. So that's
Disney they've been proven to be a hugely profitable company,
Yeah.
right? And the fact that they're still going for these higher profits, it does put a like kind of bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
And I think
Right.
like for Walt himself, I imagine his dream for the parks that they would be accessible to anyone, you know, to any family, regardless
Anyone,
of whether
right.
they were wealthy or not. So I actually, in some ways, agree with the people who have the complaints right now. But I do know that, you know, COVID was hard for the company, especially the parks, and
Yeah.
they probably lost a lot of money, and the investments were not how they worked out. So it may be that they're also under pressure from outside influences. You know, they have loans or whatever it is. They may be
Yeah.
under pressure to get that money back that they lost. And you may see that in the future, it becomes more affordable again. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Did they have annual passes or some sort of pass like that in Shanghai?
Yeah, and I like the annual pass system because it's a tiered system. So like
Right.
for the any day of the year one is like, I think it's about 750 USD, which is actually not that bad.
For a whole year.
Yeah. And then the weekdays and Sundays one, which was the one I had, was like 200 USD for a whole year, which is really affordable, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
and then
the other thing, too,
they
you can't really
they
compare
also
too
had
much
like an even cheaper one.
because you're
Hmm.
talking one park versus 4 parks. So
Exactly,
it's
yeah,
a little
that's
bit
true.
different. Plus
Yeah.
all the transportation's included in, you know. So here's the new prices that
Okay,
just
yeah.
came out. So the Go Any Day thing is $1,300 plus tax at the bottom.
They're calling that the Incredit Pass, which
Yeah.
is incredibly expensive.
Yeah. Which used
That's
to be, I
what they
think, was
should
like
say.
$900, and it used to include
Right.
PhotoPass, which it no longer includes PhotoPass.
Now you can get parking with it, and I'm like, who cares? We
Okay.
fly in, we don't drive.
Yeah, we used to get parking before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so then the one that's, and then there's the different tiers all the way up to the one where you can only go weekdays and not at all in the summer or Christmas and New Year's is $400 plus tax.
But what's weird is that third tier one. I think that's the only one that it says DVC members can get too, which is
Yeah,
odd.
like the first two only Florida residents can get.
Can get right.
The Pixie Dust and the Pirate Pass.
Yep.
Only Florida residents can get. The Sorcerer Pass is the only one that DVC and Florida residents can get.
Right.
The only one that I'm eligible to buy is this one down here at the bottom.
It's the high
Credit
one,
Pass.
right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
for $1,300. So
It seems crazy that the most expensive one is the one that people outside of Florida can get because they're the people that are going to come less often.
exactly.
Yes.
Like I'm not
Yeah.
going to come at all in the summer. I'm not going to come
No.
at all during Christmas.
And
I
you-
don't need,
Yeah.
you know.
I think I was watching the Diz the other night, and I think it said that in the past you had to go like 8 to 10 nights to make the AP worth it, and now it's like 10 to 14 or something like that. So the family that goes every couple of years is not going for a 14-day trip.
Right. Yeah.
So they're not buying the annual passes. I wouldn't. There's no reason for it.
Marla has a really good point here too, that the on-site hotels are crazy expensive now too.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Bob's Entry used to be
Yeah.
$80-$90, and now it's well over. It's getting close to 200.
let's see if we can sneak Alan back.
Here we go. All
Oh.
right,
That's some happily ever after.
let's bring this up.
Yeah.
There we go.
Come on, stay alive, stay
Hang
alive.
on. There we
Oh,
go.
we got it.
Alan's got a great spot too.
Yeah, he's right dead center, like
Yeah.
midway in
it's a
the
good
well,
view.
a little
Yeah.
further up in the hub, but yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean theme.
Yep.
When did the fireworks come back at Magic Kingdom?
Mary would know. Mary, when did the fireworks go? So Google it. What has it been, about a couple months now? The parades aren't back yet because you still have the cavalcades on.
Okay.
And most of the shows aren't back yet. Like the live entertainment, July they came back. The fireworks.
This is like my favorite part of the
Donald.
show. I had to grab a
The price is right. I'll rent my
Another
mailbox so you can get claimed for all the residents. You know, I might take you up on that, Donald, in a couple of years. That I won't be going to Disney World for at least a year now.
I am on my way.
Tell those people in front of you to stop screaming, so then that way yours would be stronger.
Hey, at least he got on because when we were there, I couldn't even get a connection.
I'll be right back.
Marla, go ahead, Jake. Me too, Marla. I really love this show. Yeah. I'm on my way. I will go the distance.
Yeah, Mary's thinking the fireworks mess with the connection.
Yeah, I think so too.
That could very well be.
Yeah.
They look amazing.
It is amazing. I wish you can get there before the show ends.
I agree, Mary. I'm fine with Happily Ever After
Both of
ending.
you, stop it.
Forward to the next one.
They need to do a revival where they have Wishes and Happily Ever After like back to back.
They have a new fireworks show at Shanghai Disneyland, and it's so cool. Yeah.
What's it called?
Illumination, I think.
Oh,
But it's a totally new show. But there's a really cool Marvel segment where like Thor bangs his hammer down, and there's like an explosion. It's like the fireworks are really interacting with the movement of the characters, which
That's
is really
Yeah,
cool.
like they shoot like an
Like
arrow
they-
or something like that, and it takes off onto the
Yeah.
castle. Yeah.
Yeah, or like Iron Man shoots a laser and it flies out of the castle as a firework. It's really cool.
Yeah.
wow. Your Marla's going to be heading there soon. Chris Salardi says, thank you, Mary, for jinxing the feed.
Mary!
Yeah.
Disney now has fireworks at their Halloween party, and it's similar to Halloween. Well, all you got to do, Mary, go to Disneyland then.
Right.
Problem solved. They have DVC there.
Here she comes. Courage to fly.
Pink.
We can fly. Come on, Tink.
Where is she?
Here she comes.
There
Here she
comes.
is.
There she comes.
Yeah.
Oh, Tinkerbell. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She comes right
Tinkerbell.
from the castle. She heads over into the terrace there to get a Mickey pretzel.
In Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how do they do it?
You crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's actually very cool to see in person when you see her come out of the
It looks
castle.
so cool.
Yeah.
Is it, what is it? Is it like a drone?
No, it's
She's
a
on a
person.
no, it's an actual person on a zip line.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
She actually flies by with her wand and everything.
Oh my god, I love
And
that.
what's crazy is because of the forced perspective, the window she goes out of is like super tiny too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the fireworks are so amazing.
Oh, it's so great. Thank you so much, Alan, for doing this.
Yeah.
Give me a second and I'll come on. I'm gonna move to
Okay.
the side.
No problem.
Alan,
I can hear you. You're in my ear.
Okay, good.
We're in your ears.
Give me a second to change the settings back.
No problem.
All right. I can hear you. I heard you guys.
What's going
first
on,
of all,
bud?
What did Mary do? I just need to know. What did she do?
She jinxed it. She said that the fireworks mess up the feed.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Mary.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
the
I'm
feed
hanging
went-
out.
oh, yeah, that's right.
I just got in a couple hours ago. Came straight here. Came here in H. Main Street behind me. I'm gonna go. And then, of course,
Mary says it wasn't me.
And as soon as she said that, he went. He
And he
froze
went
again.
out again. It is. We have to. First, she blames Nevaeh for shopping online, right? She blames her poor little daughter for shopping, and now she jinxes Alan's feet, and he's frozen there in front of the castle. Yeah,
He's frozen there.
yeah.
Mary's saying it looks packed.
It does
Yeah,
look
it
crowded,
does.
which
It does, yeah.
you know, if in the past couple of weeks it's been very slow there. And I've been watching a lot of vlogs, and I mean, you're talking like walk-ons to Smuggler's Run in Hollywood Studios and other rides like Big Thunder Mountain. So it's weird how tonight this happened. Yeah, Alan just messaged me and said, so close.
Yeah. Holiday weekend too, eh?
Right, that's true. It is Labor
Yeah.
Day weekend, so
Yeah.
Well, that was fun. It was just a fun show, guys.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. We really appreciate having Jake back on from Jake's Journeys.
Yeah, and I'm actually really thankful that you guys are willing to talk to me about something that is not Disney related. I mean, that's an honor for me because that means that my other content is interesting too.
Yeah, Stan and I, when we watched it, and Kim watched it too the other night, and we all found it very interesting. And although it's not really Disney related, it's travel related, and it's
Right,
it's
yeah.
what's going on in the world right now. And so Disney's been affected by COVID, and a lot of other places have been. So
Yeah. Well, while I'm here in New Zealand, I'm really keen to do some more travel, like show some of the beautiful beaches, and I'm going to go to Waitomo Caves and show some of the amazing like stuff in New Zealand.
Right.
So I won't have as much Disney stuff out, but I'm going to keep trying and showing a lot of travel stuff. And because if it wasn't for COVID, I would have been going around Asia and showing a lot of travel stuff, not just Disney. But
Yeah.
I always love Disney parks and theme parks, so you'll always see me doing stuff on that as well.
cool. Yeah, no, we enjoy it, and then you've got the podcast out as well. Yeah, so that's fun, and you're writing the novel. You got a lot going on.
Yeah, well, you've got to do something.
Yeah, you got to keep yourself busy, right?
I mean, I'm a qualified teacher and I have a degree in Chinese, and the New Zealand school system has a set of problems of its own. Teachers have so many responsibilities and so much paperwork now that it's just not, for me, an enjoyable job. I want to do stuff more creative, and I think I like the social media stuff and I like being a creator, so I want to keep doing that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Kim, if you're listening, don't listen to anything Jake said. You keep teaching, okay? You keep dealing with with the paperwork and the politics, all right?
Marla wants to
Kim,
make the Benedict vlog.
I know how hard it is. Trust me. Actually, my coworker in China is American, and she's called Kim, and she would tell me about what's the state of schools in America. But America's interesting because it's different in every state. So some states it might be easier to teach than others. Yeah.
It sounds exactly what she says is exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, Kim. We're all here supporting you with the crazy kids.
Awesome,
I'll stick to my writing and blogging for now, and my podcast.
Well, I'm looking forward to
looking
seeing
forward
other parts of New Zealand because honestly, I don't know very much about New Zealand at all.
Well,
So,
yeah,
I'm looking forward to continuing to watch them.
I do
Well,
know Lord of the Rings was filmed there, right? So
Yeah, and they're making a Lord of the Rings TV show.
Yes.
And the first season they filmed in New Zealand, and then they announced that the second season they're moving back to the UK. So everyone was really upset.
right.
But New Zealand has these amazing, natural scenery and views. We've got mountains, beaches, glaciers, forests, rivers.
Forks.
Where I live, it's kind of forest and beaches. There's not a lot of glaciers and mountains. But I'm just hoping to get out there and show what I can. And I will also go to Hobbiton, and I'll try and make a vlog at Hobbiton. So you'll get to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
You'll see it. Yeah.
Looking forward to
I
it.
look forward to showing it.
Cool.
Alrighty. We'll see you all next week.
We will see you next week, next Saturday
Yeah.
at 8 p.m. Eastern.
I'm off next Saturday too, so I'll be much less exhausted.
Sweet. You can have some coffee and
I can have
relax.
some coffee. My back is killing me. I gotta go to bed.
All right, folks.
All right. Have a good night,
Thanks so
everybody.
much for having
tuning in.
me.
Jake, thank you
for
so
having
much.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
You can stick around for a bit. We can chat for a bit after the credits.
Oh yeah, I won't quit right out after.
Yeah. Love you guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.